Chieftain Sports. We have Osceola Ice Fishing Team winning state in ice fishing. They are state champions. We have Osceola Wrestling sending a load of kids to state, and we have basketball sectional champs. So we're here right now. We're going to talk fishing. Coach Stewart, how you doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
Every day on the ice is a good day.
Yes, it is. Could you give us a background on yourself quick? What brought you into this, and how long you been at the district?
I've been at the district for 13 years now. I've always had a passion for the outdoors. I grew up hunting and fishing every chance I could get. And since I love teaching and coaching, when the opportunity to start a ice fishing team came to Osceola 10 years ago, Jake Meyer and myself hopped at the chance to start that up.
That's awesome. And there's 10 kids here right now, and a couple had to leave, and I'm sure they're real grateful you did that. That's awesome. You beat out 85 other teams, is that right?
Yep, 86.
86 other teams to win the state championship.
Yep.
Over 1,000 kids.
Mm-hmm.
How did Osceola come out on top?
We had a phenomenal group of senior anglers that have come a long way in their angling knowledge and skill and just ability to grind it out when the fishing's not good, and be able to still put fish topside. They put their time in. The kids went down and scouted out the Lake Onalaska area on a couple weekends, and just they worked hard. They worked together. They came up with a winning plan, and they executed it on the day of the tournament.
So when you
Fish
say
cooperated too,
yeah, when you say scouting, these kids actually keep up with their homework and go out there on their own time. Is that what you mean by scouting? That's.
Yep, they went down there the weekend before. We had another group down there 2 weekends prior. It's just to find the fish, and see what kind of habitat they were in.
Well, that's great. How many kids do you have on the state team?
On the state team, we're limited to 12 anglers. On our roster, we had 42 or 43 this year. So
on the roster?
Yep. So we have a roster, and we're fishing other tournaments through the months of January and early February. And all tournaments are unlimited in terms of how many kids we can bring to those, other than the state tournament. At state, each school gets one team of 12.
Got ya. And is there they're bickering on who gets the team? Is that your job to pick?
That's no coach's favorite job is to pick that.
Right.
But we have criteria. The kids that participate in the Master Angler program, which WIFA sponsors, where the anglers are trying to catch as many quality fish. There's a minimum size criteria for each species. That's one of the first criteria we look at. Their longevity with their team. If they can fish for long extended periods of time on their own with little to no assistance.
Dedicate themselves to the sport.
Obviously, they have to be in good academic standing. They have to be passing all their classes. Otherwise, we're not going to select them for the team either. Yeah.
Well, good. That's great to know. So right now we're gonna talk to one of the state champions, Noah. Gavin. My fault. It's been a long day.
It's all good.
Gavin, come on over, and we got a few questions we're gonna ask Gavin, and he'll break some of the things down for us that I didn't know, that maybe some of you don't know. So Gavin, what rules apply at a tournament? Let's say we're having a tournament here on Sand Lake.
Yep.
What rules do you have coming into it?
There's some basic stuff that applies to most tournaments. Like for panfish, you have to have a minimum of 6 inches, and then anywhere from there you can register. I think the main reason is you have a Rapala bump board that's the certified bump board or preferred bump board that they want to see you measure on, and that only goes to 6 inches. So I believe that's the reason. And then game fish, it all depends on what lake you're on, because they have minimum lengths and whatnot. And then that's about it. Each tournament's a little different depending on what species you target, where you're at, stuff like that. So
got ya. And are electronics allowed during a tournament?
Yes, there's not yet at least, but there's no limitations on what electronics you can use. Some tournaments it depends what start time, so you can't run them until a certain time, but then you can use them. Some tournaments coaches are allowed to use them, or at least with an angler they're allowed to use them, and so that goes to that.
Good. And the legal fish that count obviously varies from lake to lake.
Yep.
But you said 6 inches minimum for a panfish, or a
Yep.
sunfish. And your coach might have answered this earlier, but I wanted to myself and everyone else to know, how do you practice? And you just get out after school.
I mean,
right?
Yeah, practice. I think a lot of it's free time. I mean, going out on your own and just learning how the fish act and what to do and what to throw, when to throw it, where to throw it. And I don't know, a lot of it's personal. And then the Master Angler is a tournament that target every species, so you gain a lot of knowledge from that, and that helps. And going out as a team, you're bonding and you're learning and figuring out who's best at what. So when state time comes, you can send off the kids where they're best at.
And they can be fish by themselves without much assistance.
Yeah, for groups and stuff, you usually got to be together, but I don't know.
So are the holes at these tournaments pre-drilled, or do you get
like tournament starts, usually you get out on the ice as soon as you can, and then you just go to town drilling holes, and your coaches can help out with that. And then there's no pre-drilled holes, and you can't get out on the ice before a certain time usually. So
Got you. Well, on behalf of myself and everyone else at Chieftains, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You guys, it's a heck of an accomplishment.
Oh, yeah.
What you guys did.
Put in the time and work. And
yeah, is there a trophy in the trophy case at high school now?
We did get a trophy.
So make sure you swing by and check that big trophy out.
Yeah.
And well, I appreciate your time,
Yeah,
buddy.
thank you very much.
And we're gonna get Coach Stewart back up here to wrap things up quick. We're kind of hoping they catch a fish. They've been catching them all day, but
it hasn't been a phenomenal bite, but we landed about a 20-inch pike as soon as you pulled up. So
5 minutes.
And then you're here and we haven't caught anything yet.
I think the sooner I get off the ice, the better luck you'll have then. A great thing you're doing here.
Thank you.
The kids seem to be happy, and well, they are happy. They're winning state championships, and people want a magnet to a winning team. And I didn't know there was 40 some kids on the roster. That's amazing. And I bet after a state championship, you'll have 50 next year.
I hope so.
And
the more kids we can get outside, involved in, in fresh air, not on a couch in front of a video game system, being active and bonding with each other, the better. One thing that I love about the team is everyone is welcome, and there are some kids on the team that are multi-sport athletes that are very involved in extracurriculars in terms of clubs and performances. And there are some kids on the team that this is really their only connection to the school other than their academics is, this is their only extracurricular. So we've got a wide variety of people, and we just, love to have them all.
That's great. So the question I've been wanting to ask most is, am I invited to the fish fry? You can't be throwing all these fish back, right?
We are 100% catch and release. We use a fish donkey app. Kid catches a fish, they'll call the coach over. Coach will take the picture of the kid with the fish, picture of the fish on the bump board. It has to meet certain criteria, otherwise the fish will be disqualified. And then fish goes immediately back into the lake.
Okay, well,
so sorry I don't have dinner for you for tonight.
Just real quick on the fish donkey app, I think I've used it to try to do an online fishing tournament, but there's ways you can go on that app. If I'm wrong, tell me, and support the ice fishing team, correct?
Yeah, we run a Osceola Summer Showdown summer fishing contest. Has some prizes. It's usually a $25 or $30 buy-in. We haven't set it up for this summer yet. And that runs basically over the kids' summer break. Everyone's welcome. I fish in it. A number of other parents and community members fish in it. A number of the students fish in it. And really, it's just a fun way to raise funds for the ice fishing team. And the kids get practice using the app, and a little bit of bragging rights too is never
right. And you never know when you're going to land a big one, so it would help to get on the Fish Donkey app, look up Osceola High School fishing, and your entry fee goes toward helping the Osceola ice fishing team keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully keep reeling in state championships.
That's the goal.
Yep. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time today, and hopefully when I get off the air here, we'll be able to catch some more fish.
Hope so. So thanks.
Yep.